Hello, Peninsula-Delaware Annual Conference. This is Rob Townsend, your Director of Connectional Ministries, with your February update. February is Black History Month, and today we want to celebrate one of the most famous African American preachers to come out of our geographic region called Delmarva, and that's Charles Albert Tindley. Charles Albert Tindley was born in 1851 outside of Berlin, Maryland. His father was a slave, and he grew up in the Berlin area, and then after the Civil War, the family moved to Philadelphia, where Charles Albert Tindley educated himself. He is somebody that started working at church in Philadelphia, became a janitor. As he educated himself, he grew in the faith and continued to learn, and was examined and became a deacon in the Methodist Episcopal Church in the year of 1887. He was sent to Cape May at New Jersey to serve. He served there for 2 years, and then he came home to Delmarva. He served in South Wilmington at a church, also in Odessa, then went down to Pocomoke. He served in Fairmount, and then he served at Ezion in Wilmington, Delaware. Then he was made the district superintendent, or what they called in those days the presiding elder of the Wilmington district in the old Delaware Conference. And then after serving as the presiding elder, he went back to Philadelphia at the very same church that he served as a janitor and became their senior pastor. Grew that church so much that they eventually renamed it the Tindley Temple. Tindley Temple is still alive and well in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. We recognize him as one of the great hymn writers in our tradition. He wrote Stand By Me, he wrote Leave It There, and of course he wrote I'll Overcome Someday, which is credited as being the motivation behind the song We Shall Overcome, which was the anthem of the civil rights movement in the 60s. We are proud to be the home of Charles Albert Tindley, and for all that he did, not only for the African Americans, but for all of us as United Methodists here on Delmarva. I want to lift up a couple of things that are happening this month. There's an Order of Elders meeting that's taking place on March 16th. All of you elders or provisional elders will receive an email with a Zoom link for that meeting. There's also a great resource for pastors coming up on March 26th called Awaken Delmarva, recognizing that pastors get down, that religious leaders have trouble encouraging themselves after encouraging others. So it's just going to be a time of worship. It's going to be online. You can register for that event by emailing Reverend Steve Lamont at this email address that's below. Also want to lift up that we continue to battle COVID in our area. We go up and down with different variants, and there's spikes all over. We recognize that this is probably something we're going to be battling for a long time. So please use the conference website. There's resources on the website about tips on how to handle COVID, how to deal with it from a church perspective, from singing to cleaning to gathering together. As both governors of Maryland and Delaware have pulled the mask mandates, we recognize that that might come back again with another variant. Who knows? But we want you to be safe, and we want you to be able to be together as a community of faith. So please avail yourself of all of the information that's on the conference website. As we begin the season of Lent in March, there is a fantastic Lenten study that has been authored by our bishop, Bishop Latrell Easterling. It's called Speak a Word. She provides a weekly insight into the Lenten journey that we're all on through her poetry. So please download that. It's once a week to be able to increase your discipleship during the Lenten march to Easter. And also, I want to acknowledge that there will be a resource just for pastors, video resource that'll be on the conference website as well during the season of Lent. As my announcement went out this week to acknowledge that I will no longer be the director of Connectional Ministries here in the Peninsula-Delaware Conference as of March 1st. I'm going back to the local church. I'm going to be serving Morris Chapel outside of Elkton. Just want to thank you for being able to serve you, the laity and the clergy of the Peninsula-Delaware Annual Conference. I follow in some great pastors' footsteps from Dr. Jonathan Baker to Dr. J.T. Seymour, as well as Bishop Sanders Steiner Ball and Dr. Sherlyn Brown and Dr. Vicki Gordy-Stith. It has been an honor to serve you, and I praise God for being able to be in this ministry for this season. I hope and pray that all of us as children of God will continue to share the love and grace of Jesus Christ with the communities around us.